guys. I cannot believe I have over 500 subscribers right now. I have a hard time understanding why so many want to follow, but I'm very happy that you want to. And as I said, the very first episode I made, I will not ask you to subscribe. I will not ask you to share or pay me money or send me things, but I'm just so stoked that people are following me anyway. So what I'm gonna do today is gonna blow your mind. I really wanted to find a way to make cheap mountainsides that doesn't call for expensive molds or anything, and I found a really cheap way. And I'm going to show you, and I'm going to talk you through it, and please enjoy. So let's go. What I figured out is that aluminium foil, I don't know what it's called really, but you have it like for the ovens and everything in every household, I think. So I just make a form of it, and then I squeezed it together to get the texture, put it out again, folded the edges, and I painted it inside with water blended with the dishwasher, and just make a plaster set, put it in and shake it out. And when it dried, I realized that I made it backwards. So I used the same mold again, make it just according to the first one, but on the other way around. So I get the mountainside on the right side. So more dishwasher blended with water. And more plaster. Mix. Put it in there and shake it up. Perfect. Look at this result. It looks amazing. So we test it out. It's perfect. So we're starting out by painting it black, and I do this to make sure that none of the white is showing at any time. So I start with ordinary acrylic. The acrylic is like cheap tubes I buy at Clas Ohlson, and I do not use any water on the first layer, but when you don't use water, you have to make sure that you push all the colors out thoroughly, so you don't leave like lumps of color anywhere. So it took some time to paint this. I did this because I think I don't know if the black wash when I laid down would work really good, so I just figured that I would try this anyway. So it's just black paint, ordinary black. So let's get it in there thoroughly. And then when it's dried, I apply the ordinary gray. It's a gray color that's already exists. In that way I don't mix it, because if I mix the color, then I need to have the same exact mix on the rest of the mountains. So I just make it easy for me, and I use the already finished gray version. So I'm not very thorough here. I'm just it's blended with a little bit of water, and let it dry. And then we also, when it's dried, we put on some red and yellow, because in the Swedish and Scandinavian mountains we have a lot of iron, so it gets some flares of red and yellow. Unfortunately, then I decided to do a black wash, and I used far too much black and far too little water, so it actually turned completely black even when dried. So that wasn't good, so I had to start over with the gray again. But now I painted it a bit thinner, and it actually enhanced the mountains in a really good way. So I think that was good. I'm adding the yellow and the red again, and some brownish as well. Burnt amber is the color I'm using for that. And then I do the white brush that I know people say doesn't look very realistic, but I really like how it pops out and make it look more three-dimensional. Then I use ordinary wood glue for the cracks, and I put in some grass and bushes to make it look more realistic, because usually they're growing like moss or smaller grass in between the cracks and where it's the water runs down the mountain and at shelves and so on. So I just put it in there, and when this is dried, it's time to put it on the model place. I mean, this is the only thing that takes time is the dry times. It was really easy. This is ordinary wood glue, and just put it where you want it, and you get this three-dimensional look